Hello and welcome. My name is Sydney Howlett, and I'm going to be guiding you through today's session, Closing the Loop on Plastic. I'm tuning in today from land covered by the Haldeman Treaty. I am so grateful to live and work on these traditional lands that were granted to the Haudenosaunee of the Six Nations of the Grand River. I'm within the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Neutral, and Haudenosaunee people who have cared for these lands for generations. I'm a former teacher and the engagement manager for GreenLearning. If you don't already know, GreenLearning is a national not-for-profit organization that creates free online educational resources about climate change, energy, and the green economy. Our mission is to engage, empower, and inspire students like yourselves to create a better world. So what are we here to learn about today? By the end of this session, I hope that you can describe a circular economy, list examples of biomimicry, and that you can look to nature for innovative solutions to complex problems. Let's start off with what Canada looks like today. Now, when I say economy, I'm referring to the wealth and resources of our country, especially in terms of how we produce and consume goods. Canada has what we call a linear economy of goods. As you can see, that means that materials are extracted from the natural environment, produced into a usable good, distributed around the country, used by us, the consumers, and when we're done with it, we dispose of it and it becomes waste. You might be thinking, but wait, not everything goes to a landfill or becomes waste, which is why our linear economy looks more like this. There are several opportunities throughout the process where goods can be put back into the economy. By making a high-quality good, we're able to extend the lifetime of a product. Through consignment and online marketplaces, we can pass our goods on to be reused by someone else. We can also manufacture or refurbish old goods such as cell phones and laptops. And most commonly of all, we can recycle goods. While this is all great, majority of our products still end up in landfills as waste. So what's the alternative to our current linear economic model? We're going to watch a short video to find out.
Living systems have been around for a few billion years and will be around for many more. In the living world, there's no landfill. Instead, materials flow. One species' waste is another's food, energy is provided by the sun, things grow, then die, and nutrients return to the soil safely. And it works. Yet as humans, we've adopted a linear approach. We take, we make, and we dispose. A new phone comes out, so we ditch the old one. Our washing machine packs up, so we buy another. Each time we do this, we're eating into a finite supply of resources and often producing toxic waste. It simply can't work long term. So what can? If we accept that the living world's cyclical model works, can we change our way of thinking so that we too operate a circular economy? Let's start with the biological cycle. How can our waste build capital rather than reduce it? By rethinking and redesigning products and components, and the packaging they come in, we can create safe and compostable materials that help grow more stuff. As they say in the movies, no resources have been lost in the making of this material. So what about the washing machines, mobile phones, fridges? We know they don't biodegrade. Here, we're talking about another sort of rethink, a way to cycle valuable metals, polymers, and alloys so they maintain their quality and continue to be useful beyond the shelf life of individual products. What if the goods of today became the resources of tomorrow? It makes commercial sense. Instead of the throwaway and replace culture we've become used to, we'd adopt a return and renew one, where products and components are designed to be disassembled and regenerated. One solution may be to rethink the way we view ownership. What if we never actually owned our technologies? We simply licensed them from the manufacturers. Now, let's put these two cycles together. Imagine if we could design products to come back to their makers, their technical materials being reused and their biological parts increasing agricultural value. And imagine that these products are made and transported using renewable energy. Here we have a model that builds prosperity long term. And the good news is, there are already companies out there who are beginning to adopt this way of working. But the circular economy isn't about one manufacturer changing one product. It's about all the interconnecting companies that form our infrastructure and economy coming together. It's about energy. It's about rethinking the operating system itself. We have a fantastic opportunity to open new perspectives and new horizons. Instead of remaining trapped in the frustrations of the present, with creativity and innovation, we really can rethink and redesign our future.
To summarize, we currently operate on a linear economic model, where products are designed to eventually end up as waste in landfills. We want to transition to a circular economic model where no waste is being produced. Anything we create stays in the economy, can be repurposed, and completely recycled. One area where a circular economic model is particularly important is plastic waste. In recent years, plastic has been invading our environment in the worst ways. Before we talk about some of the solutions to plastic waste in our environment, we're going to play a game to learn a little bit more about what the problem is. Educators, please open the Kahoot link sent to you with the materials for this workshop or found in the description. Students, with your devices, head over to kahoot.it and type in the game pin to play. Once you finish playing and exploring the slides, please come back and hit play so we can continue on with this workshop. Now that we know what the problem of plastic waste in our environment is, let's talk about some of the solutions. As we saw in the earlier video, the perfect example of a circular economic model already exists in nature. Innovations inspired by nature are known as biomimicry, because we're learning from and mimicking the natural world to solve our design problems. For example, Velcro was invented by a Swiss engineer in the 1940s after he spent hours removing burrs from his dog's fur. After taking a closer look at how the hooks on the end of the burr needles worked, he mimicked that design to create Velcro, which is still widely used for clothing, shoes, and household goods today. To explore a wide variety of nature-inspired solutions, head over to asknature.org/innovations. Now that we've explored how biomimicry can help us solve problems from safety to manufacturing, let's apply this to the problem of plastic waste. It's time to grab a notebook and head outside for some first-hand inspiration. While you're outside, simply observing and exploring nature, take notes about the systems, interactions, or other observations that you make, which can be applied to solve the problem of plastic waste. Your innovative solution could also look at ways to use existing plastic. For example, Collingwood School in Alberta collected the plastic waste from food packaging and used it to create what's known as eco-bricks. These solid bricks can be used to make sturdy furniture or even housing structures, taking that plastic waste out of landfills and our environment. Now that you know what the problem is and some of the solutions to addressing the problem of plastic waste in the environment, you can add to these growing solutions. What business, product, or campaign would you design to reduce plastic waste? Register for GreenLearning's Eco360 Challenge and let us know. Pitch a short video of your innovative idea to reduce plastic waste and you could win a grand prize of up to $1,000. The winning submission from last year proposed a recycling system that would collect the discarded plastic waste from the school's 3D printer and convert it into usable pellets to put back into the 3D printers. What will you come up with? Thank you so much for joining me today for Closing the Loop on Plastic. My name is Sydney Howlett, and educators can email me with questions and feedback at sydney@greenlearning.ca. I look forward to hearing your creative solutions to the plastic problem.